When it comes to Croton, amateur gardeners often experience real confusion. They stubbornly call a certain striking houseplant by this name, even though, in reality, Croton grows in the wild or on tropical farms where it is cultivated for medicinal purposes or to obtain seeds. These are large trees or shrubs. What we actually have in our homes is not Croton, but Codiaeum. Moreover, there is only one species, the variegated Codiaeum, Codiaeum variegatum, from the Euphorbiaceae family. In Europe, it is often called the cloak of Joseph. It became popular there as early as the first half of the 19th century. Botanical classification: Croton or Codiaeum. Codiaeum belongs to the Euphorbiaceae family. It is a perennial evergreen, variegated shrub, native to Southeast Asia, India, and it has also been found on the Pacific Islands and northern Australia. This genus includes anywhere from 17 to 1,200 species, but only Croton and its hybrids have permanently settled in our homes and hearts. The houseplant Croton is quite compact, growing no more than 1 meter or 1.5 meters in height. It is a lush shrub that can also be shaped into an upright tree, and its main decoration is its dense, colorful crown. The leaves are characterized by a variety of shapes and a rich color palette, smooth to the touch and shiny as if cut from leather. Depending on the variety, they can be narrow, long, short, lobed, intricately cut with smooth or wavy edges. Most Croton species have distinct yellow veins on the leaf blades, combined with green, red, pink, white, yellow, and brown colors. These colors mix together, creating a spectacular display where each leaf becomes unique in its coloration, like the fingerprints on your hands. For its bright appearance, Croton has earned several interesting nicknames: Sun Star, Cloak of Joseph, Traffic Light, Colorful Fireworks. Croton seeds are used to make oil, which is applied in cosmetology. In medicine, the plant is used to treat coughs, colds, dysentery, and inflammatory processes in the gastrointestinal tract. Types of Croton: the popularity of this plant has led to extensive work by breeders, who have created original varieties and hybrids. Excellent, its leaves resemble oak leaves in appearance. The upper part is green with yellow veins, while the underside of the leaf is reddish burgundy. Gold Star: delicate green leaves are covered with numerous golden spots. Mrs. Easton: an elegant small tree where you can simultaneously see cream, yellow, and green leaves. Mummy: this variety has narrow, spiral-twisted leaves of orange-red color with dark green stripes. Petra: a compact shrub up to 50 centimeters tall with large green leaves with yellow veins. Spiral: a very unique variety with bright, narrow leaves twisted around their axis. Sunny Star: a small tree up to 80 centimeters tall with thin yellow-green leaves. Tamara: an elegant shrub up to 1 meter tall with white cream-green leaves, shaped like an elongated oval with a pointed tip and wavy edge. Zanzibar: distinguished by its narrow, long dark green leaves with yellow speckles. Croton: a delight for your eyes, deserves to adorn your plant collection. But, like any beauty, it requires a bit more attention than other, no less charming green companions. Light: a living room bathed in the morning sun or any other room with similar lighting will be the best place for your beautiful plant. In such lighting, it will show you the full brightness and richness of its plumage. Cannot tolerate direct sunlight, nor can it handle being in the shade. An eastern or western orientation is ideal during the summer. In winter, you can place it on a southern window or under artificial lighting. Watering: well-settled or filtered soft water is essential for watering. During the spring and summer, watering should be abundant, allowing the soil surface to dry slightly between waterings. Do not allow the soil to become waterlogged, and pour off any excess water from the saucer. The soil should not be allowed to dry out completely. In winter, reduce the frequency of watering. It all depends on the conditions during this period, but the main thing is not to let the plant dry out or get too cold. If you're unsure of your ability to manage this, consider using an automatic watering system. Humidity: for Croton, humidity is an important factor for its well-being at any time of the year, especially in winter if your home or apartment is warm. Daily misting might not be enough. Place the plant in a tray with wet sphagnum moss or damp expanded clay. A humidifier can help improve the situation and make it much easier to care for your plants overall. In summer, give your plant a warm shower once a month. Regularly wipe the leaves with a damp cloth to remove dust. Temperature. The heat-loving Croton thrives at temperatures between +22 to 26 degrees Celsius, 72 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit, in the summer. In winter, the temperature should not drop below +16 to 18 degrees Celsius, 61 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, this could negatively affect the plant. Avoid sudden temperature changes and drafts. Fertilizers. Throughout the growing season, from early March to late October, fertilize the plant twice a month. A liquid complex fertilizer for ornamental foliage and variegated plants will work well. Follow the instructions on the package, starting with half the recommended dose, gradually increasing it to the full amount. Do not fertilize in winter. Toxicity. All members of the Euphorbia family have toxic sap, and Croton is no exception. When working with it, take safety precautions by wearing gloves. If the sap comes into contact with the skin or mucous membranes, it can cause irritation. Keep the plant out of reach of children and pets. Main problems with Croton. Flower has drooped its leaves. This indicates overwatering of the soil and its cooling. The roots are unable to absorb moisture. Move the plant to a warm, well-lit place and allow the top layer of soil to dry out a few centimeters deep. After that, spray the leaves well and cover the plant with a transparent plastic bag. Leaf drop. This may be related to excessively high or low room temperatures, or due to a sudden temperature change or draft. Brown spots and drying edges of leaves. This indicates that the room is too cold and the plant is freezing. Dry leaf tips. This is a sign of low humidity. Drying lower leaves. This is a natural process in which the lower part of the plant stem becomes bare. Root rot. The root system becomes delaminate and rots, and the leaves turn pale and dry out. The cause could be low soil acidity, fungus, or waterlogging. Croton's toxicity protects it from pests. The exceptions are spider mites, mealybugs, and scale insects. Their appearance may be due to improper care. In the early stages, an insecticide can help. Soak a cotton pad in the solution and wipe the leaves. Additionally, prune affected shoots and reduce watering. Codiaeum can be propagated by seeds, cuttings, layering, and leaves. The most effective and therefore the most popular method is propagation by cuttings. Propagation by cuttings. For this method, it is best to take semi-woody cuttings from the top, about 10 centimeters long. If you want to plant several plants at once, the cuttings can be divided into parts. The main thing is that each part has at least one growth point and one fully grown leaf. All lower leaves on each cutting should be removed, and the upper leaves should be cut in half along the veins. After this, the cuttings should dry out slightly. It is also advisable to treat them with a growth stimulator, then place them in a glass of water heated to 25 degrees Celsius 77 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature will prevent rotting. Then, the containers with the cuttings should be stored in a warm place with good lighting. Transplant them into soil when roots a few centimeters long appear on the cuttings. For the first few weeks, you should create a tropical-like climate for the young plants. Frequently mist them and avoid letting them get cold. You can tell that the young crotons are strong enough and will continue to grow by the leaves. They will become firm and strong. Propagation by leaf. Propagation of Croton by leaf is quite labor-intensive, time-consuming, and less effective than by cuttings. Nevertheless, many gardeners still use this method. It is most appropriate for indoor plants with large leaves and is also suitable for many narrow-leaved codiaeums. To root a leaf, it must be cut along with the petiole and placed in a glass of water. When roots start to appear, the plant can be moved to the substrate. Interestingly, branches of crotons propagated this way will develop directly from the rootstock. Propagation by layering. Air layering is a good method for obtaining a new croton. Take a part of the stem, remove the bark, and treat the cut area with a growth stimulator. Next, select an air layer and fix it to the surface of the soil using regular wire. In about a month, roots will sprout and take hold, meaning it is time to cut the branch from the parent croton and plant it separately. Growing from seeds. It is most reasonable to grow croton from seeds only if you plan to cultivate hybrids, since the resulting plant will not inherit the characteristics of the parent species. The seeds of this plant quickly lose their viability, so it is necessary to start the sowing process immediately after harvesting them. Moreover, the process of growing from seeds is quite labor-intensive and time-consuming. If you decide to proceed, here's the procedure. Place the seeds in a pot of water, place it on the stove, and boil the contents for 30 minutes without bringing it to a full boil. The water temperature should be around 55 degrees Celsius, 131 degrees Fahrenheit. After that, leave the seeds in this state for a day. During this time, they will swell and be ready for planting. Choose a small pot and plant the seeds, burying them just 1 centimeter deep. Place the pots in a warm place and keep them there until the seeds sprout. Periodically moisten the soil through the tray. When the seedlings have 3 true leaves, they can be transplanted into individual containers and then cared for according to the standard scheme. Choosing the right pot for croton is the key to active growth and good development of the plant. Prefer wide and low containers. A must-have feature is drainage holes through which excess water can drain. Also, when buying, pay attention to the stability of the container, as codiums grow, become woody, and weigh quite a bit.